Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sharida. Welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you all so much for the love and the continued support of my channel. Happy New Year, everyone. We made it to 2023. Who else is excited about what this upcoming year is going to bring? I know I am. 2022 was a great year for me. I really have no complaints. And coming out of the pandemic, 2020, 2021, it's like 2022 was definitely a huge improvement over the past couple years. So today's video, we're going to be getting into fragrances that I wore the most. I have quite a little collection, a little under 200. I don't have a massive collection, but considering that I've only been collecting perfumes for about a year and a half, it's pretty sizable, okay? But these fragrances that we're talking about today are ones that without a doubt got the most wear for 2022. So without further ado, you guys, let's jump right into today's video. All right, you guys, so before we jump into today's list, this video is done in partnership with ScentSgift. So I have been going on and on lately about this particular decant company, and what they offer are just really amazing designer and luxury fragrances. So if you're in the market for a niche fragrance, you don't want to blind buy, you really need to get your nose on it, which I highly recommend because I'm not a huge proponent of blind buying, those really expensive fragrances. This is the place to go. They have a wonderful selection. The customer service is top tier. And today I just want to share with you 3 fragrances that I absolutely love that they are now offering. Okay, so Ruby Red. Okay, I had to get my Ruby Red from the House of Oud, I had to get it shipped from Italy because it was a newer drop, but for some reason that particular fragrance was hard to find in the US. A ScentSgift is now offering decants. Okay, so I know I've been talking quite a bit about that particular fragrance, so this is the time to go ahead and try it out. It's not a lot of companies offering decants of it, so if it's been on your radar, give it a try. It's a beautiful candied ginger scent. It's got some white florals in the opening, and it will remind you of Twilly, on first initial spray, like a 1.5 seconds, and then it goes off into a very different direction. The ultimate dry down, it's not going to be a clean, soapy white floral. It is going to be a warm, spicy, candied ginger. I love it. I talked about it in my winter fragrances video. And I just think that if you're into the ginger note, if you're into warm and spicy, and you want a beautiful floral gourmand, this is one you need to get your nose on. Now, another fragrance that they are now offering for you to sample is Haley Honey. Haley by Tiziana Terenzi is a stunner. If you want to smell like a gorgeous, fruity rose, but totally elevated, that is what Haley is. It has a musky, undertone to it. It's got a few green notes, but it just comes together to create the most beautiful passion fruit rose scent, and definitely one that I've raved about on the channel quite a bit. Price tag is not one to play with. It's a high price tag, so all the more reason to visit ScentSgift's website and test it out. All right, you guys, and so the third recommendation that I'm going to give is Amber Oud. It is one of my favorite fragrances, like one of my for life fragrances, a top 10, and it's so hard to put that fragrance into words. But if you like a Nichonne's Nefs, they're very similar in my opinion, but I've worn them both, and without a doubt, Amber Oud is just something a little bit more addictive. It's something a little warmer about it. Very similar note profiles, in my opinion, and how it wears on my skin. But Amber Oud is just the queen, the king, whatever crown you want to put on it. Okay, beautiful fragrance, very, 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 very high price tag. Probably one of the most expensive fragrances in my collection when you're talking about like per spray. Like it's really up there, and it is definitely not one that I would recommend blind buying. So again, head on over to ScentSgift and test out these fragrances because they're all 10s. They're all stunning, and you need to get your nose on them. All right, guys, make sure that you are subscribed to their newsletter. If you subscribe, you will automatically get a discount code to save 15% off your first purchase. So you're always in the know about what new scents they're adding. And it seems like whenever I go to the website, they've added like 10 new masterpiece fragrances. So a big thank you to SCHERZO for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, so let's jump into today's list. All right, so if you are my rider, y'all tune in every week. So look, so many of these, y'all already know they got a lot of wears. They're some of my favorites, and it's not gonna be a lot of surprises, but the first one is, you know, pretty much an empty. This is SCHERZO by Miller Harris. I've raved, I've ranted, I've gone on and on and on about this amazing rose oud fragrance, okay? Very unique. Not one I would recommend blind buying. In Anthropologie, they have the travel sizes. Hopefully it's in stock because I know they were in back order for a while, but that is going to be the way to test out this fragrance. Now, I know you can sample SCHERZO with like a 2 ml sample if you order through Miller Harris directly, but I think there's also a minimum, like you have to get like 3 or 4 sample sizes. You can try it out that way, but you know how I feel. Like, can we at least get, you know, 5, 7 mils to properly test a fragrance? So not one I recommend blind buying, but I blind bought it, and it is just beautiful. It's like one of my top 3. And what can I say? It's got its wears. I don't have a lot of empties. Like I mentioned before, I've only been collecting fragrances for like a year and a half, and I don't have a lot of empties. Like, I don't have perfumes that have been in my collection for, you know, 3, 4, 5 years. For me to have a collection of a little under 200, and, you know, my collection is not that old, and I have empties, it says a lot. So SCHERZO definitely got its wears. I finally got my replacement bottle for Christmas, and it's just one that I highly recommend, and one that I love, okay? So SCHERZO by Miller Harris, probably the most worn. All right, so this next one is, y'all, this is not even like, this is the second bottle within a year. Yeah, so Vanilla 28 Kayali, it gets its wears, and it is a layering staple. So not only are you going to be getting, you know, a lot of sprays on days you want to wear this alone, but you're going to be topping off so many of your fragrances with this one. So it definitely gets its wears. It's a modern day cult classic. Most women I find love this scent. So I would say it could be a safe blind buy, but there are plenty of people who don't like it. So always, I recommend starting out with the 10 ml that the company offers. What is the rush? What is the hurry? Because it's beautiful. If you don't have this in your collection, you really need to smell it, get your nose on it, because it's a must. It is a must. It is a no-brainer. If you love vanilla, if you love a little, you know, like musky scents, Vanilla 28 by Kayali is just that girl, okay? And this is 100 ml, but I went through that 50 ml. So this was the replacement bottle, and we're already, you know, almost at halfway. So highly worn in 2022. The next one, you guys, is one of my favorite gourmands. This is Dulce Diablo by the House of Narcotica, and I probably talked your ears off about this one in 2022. And what can I say? I love it. It is a cacao apricot scent. That is what it is. So if you know you don't like apricot, if you're on the fence about cacao, Door Prestige, they have decants as well as the full bottle. So if you use my discount code in the link below, you get to save 10% on even your decants. So if you're just like, oh my God, I want to blind buy it, I always recommend buying the box if you really feel that confidence, but also buy yourself a little decant. That way, test the decant out first. If you don't like it, send the unopened bottle back for a refund. But I love this fragrance. It is a stunner. It's boozy. It's very sweet, and it is very unisex. When I say straight up and down, middle of the road unisex, men love it. Women love it. It is the most delicious, you know, boozy fragrance that I probably ever smelled. Okay, it's way up there in like my top favorite gourmands, and I really haven't had this in my collection that long. It's been under 6 months for sure, maybe about 3 or 4 months I've had this, and it's not quite at halfway, but we're definitely, we're definitely getting there. um I love this for, oh, the light is, whoa, the sun is like really doing its thing. This is a bit of a powerhouse, and you don't need a whole lot. So for me to have gotten through so much of this fragrance already says a lot. I love it, and one that I just, please just smell it. Just try it, because I don't think that you will regret it. I've hyped it up, and so far, I mean, a lot of people seem to love this fragrance, okay? Again, Dulce Diablo, the most delicious cacao apricot scents ever. Is going to be Musk Therapy, and this is from the House of Vinicio. This is just the most gorgeous musky scent. It's got this fruity component to it, a very, very clean musk, and this is just one that when you're going about your everyday, you can still smell very elevated, okay? And that is what Musk Therapy is. It is a must. It is something you can wear every day, but it's also one that you could wear a little dressed up, because it is just gorgeous. If you're a musk lover, you must get your nose on this. I gifted a bottle of this to my sister for Christmas, because she, like, I'm not one to be buying people, perfumes and things of that nature, but her, I know her nose. She is musk obsessed. So when she said she wanted a bottle of perfume, like, hello, this was like the very first thing that came to mind, and so I got it. And when I tell you, she was so thrilled and obsessed. This perfume is gorgeous. It's got some weight to it. It's fresh, it's musky, but it's not anything that's going to be like a skin scent. It projects. Like, I have gotten compliments from quite a distance from people. Men really seem to love this one, and the particles that stick around, they stay in the air, because I've mentioned, this before on this channel, that I left a building. I came back like 30 minutes later, and like the staff were having a whole conversation about, what is that smell? Oh my God, it's you. Like, we were trying to figure out what that smell was. And it is a beautiful performer. And that is what Initio does. They know how to make a scent that lasts, that projects, it's unique, and they all stun. Like, their fragrances are stunners. If you're looking to get into, niche perfumery and you don't even know where to start with that house, because I find that they have so many favorites, so many, amazing fragrances, and that are just truly worth the price point to me. Like, so many fragrances. I'm a niche girl, but I can tell you all day, this is gorgeous, this is beautiful. Is it really worth the full price point of so many? Not really. I mean, truth be told, not really. That's why I'm always on the hunt for a sale, or using a discount code, or, trying to save money on them. But this one, worth every dime. A lot of them from this house, worth every red cent. And again, that is Musk Therapy by the House of Vinicio. Okay, so moving from musk to powdery, Dama Bianca got its wares. In my mind, I don't feel like I reach for this that often, but the den is saying otherwise. This is probably one of the most feminine, beautiful, light feminine energy fragrances that I own. If you are a lover of vanilla, and if you love powdery, get your nose on this fragrance. It's definitely like purple flowers all day, all up and through this fragrance. So you have to like a powdery fragrance. Also, it has the kumquat in here, and so it gives it a very unique quality. And also the barley note at the top, I feel like that's going to be the make or break notes. Now, to me, this scent is just stunning from the top to the bottom. I don't think it's a safe blind buy. Get your nose on it, test it out first, because like I said, very powdery, and kumquat, something we don't smell in a whole lot of fragrances, and the barley. To me, it is beautiful, and I just feel like if you want something that is uber feminine, like just vanilla, fruity, one that you can actually wear year round. DAMA Bianca is your girl for sure. I love it. And yeah, it'll probably be gone by the end of 23, evidently. Love this fragrance. And this is by the house of SCHERZO. Next up on the list is going to be ROSNDO MATEU's number 5. Probably one of my most talked about fragrances in 2022 because this was a blind buy for me, a super risky blind buy. One of my beautiful subscribers put me on to this, and I was gonna get the 5 mil. I had the 5 mil in my cart. And child, God be speaking to me about these fragrances. God said, girl, just get the full bottle. And I said, who am I to not listen to God? Okay, I got you. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna take the decant out, and when I tell you, this blind buy brought me the most joy in 2022. It's a love it or hate it scent. So like I've stated before, either you're going to get like a very heavy, rubbery, you know, tone from the spices that they have in the opening of this fragrance, or you're not going to get that. Some people just get it in the opening and then that dies off and they love it. However, some people get a rubbery note throughout. Like my sister, the one that loves Musk, she hated this fragrance. She tried it, tested it several times, and it just did not wear well on her skin with her body chemistry. Me, on the other hand, it was love at first sniff. I would say love at first sniff after the dry down initially. Now, the more I wore this, like the less I after about 2 full wears, I never got the rubbery note in this fragrance. This one is a showstopper. This one is you're going to get questions about what in the heck do you have on. Write that fragrance down for me. You smell amazing. When I say compliments, magnets. If you're the type of person that thrives off the compliments, that loves to, you know, smell themselves throughout the day, because this is definitely beast mode, this one is one you need to try. It is super sensual musk, okay? It's very sweet, but a transparent sweet like a Baccarat Rouge, even though these do not smell alike in my opinion. It also has the saffron, but again, it doesn't smell anything like Baccarat Rouge 540 to me in my nose. It is like the way I feel like you need Baccarat Rouge in your collection, you need ROSNDO Mateu's number 5 in your collection. This thing is beautiful and I'm obsessed, and it is definitely like one of my top, you know, for life fragrances, and I never want to be without it. I love it and I'm obsessed, and it definitely got its wears, okay? The dent, like, come on now. You all know my relationship with this fragrance. I love it, and it's gonna be an empty, probably gonna be the first empty for 2023 is my prediction. Love this fragrance. ROSNDO Mateu's number 5. Okay, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on the girl, but out of all 3 of my Delinas, DELINA EXCLUSIF got the most wear in 2022. Now, I would say 2021, when I first got into fragrances, the OG was getting all the wears. And some kind of way, Miss Exclusive, you know, I don't know if it's because I turned 40 this year, well, in 2022, but this one is just, you know, the more sophisticated, grown up, got her life together sister. And I've been wearing it out. Truth be told, I have been layering and wearing all 3 of my Delinas like a lot this year. So rarely do I just put this on by itself. But when I'm in the mood for like a Delena experience and I'm going to wear it alone, this one is definitely the one I go for. But a lot of the times now, like within the past, you know, 3 months, I have been wearing all 3, and I have been getting so many compliments, and I have been getting my entire Delena life. DELINA EXCLUSIF is a gorgeous rose lychee scent. It is very powdery. It's definitely got, you know, a presence to it. Beast mode. Like the Delinas are just beast mode. Even the La Rose has got some projection. You think it's going to be like this very light, watery essence of a skin. No, you get compliments from afar on Delena La Rose as well. But this one, you're going to smell this sillage all up and through the halls of buildings for, you know, 30 minutes, an hour. They're going to know that you were there. You're going to announce your presence. It is just a beautiful, you know, rose that every woman needs in their collection. If the rhubarb was too much for you on the original, give Delina another try with the exclusive because you don't want to miss out on such a beautiful, beautiful scent. I don't know who in Fragcom has never tried it and doesn't know about it by now, but if you're new to fragrances and you're watching this, this is one of my first niche purchases, and well, the OG was, but these flankers, this whole Delina line, stunning, stunning, and you need it in your life. Okay, so Delina exclusive, such a heavy, you know, heavily worn fragrance for the past year. So next up is going to be, you can't see it, but it's basically an empty. I think I maybe get one more wear out of this. This is Cassiopeia. And wow, do you want to smell like opulent hard candy? Okay, this is hard. I don't know who sells expensive hard candies. Y'all let me know, because I don't know. But if you could envision like this shop that you have to go to and you're paying like, you know, $100 for a box of hard candies because they taste like something next level, that is what Cassiopeia is. Like the scent, it is very sweet and fruity and girly and flirty and playful, but don't get her twisted, okay? Because she has coins in the bank. She has her life together, and she is that girl for spring and summer. Oh, honey, please. If you like sweet, if you like fruity fragrances, you don't even have to be a fan of Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. Like the musk in that house can be very overbearing, off-putting for so many people. But Cassiopeia wears nothing like that. You can easily find this at discounters, and these white bottles in general are just like the more affordable fragrances from the range. So the price tag for this quality is not anything scary, but you can also find it at, you know, a discounted rate as well. You need it. Listen. Empty, okay? Like I said, I don't have many empties, but this thing got worn the heck out. Oh my God, it is so gorgeous in spring and summer. My daughter obsessed with this one. I may get her own bottle. I don't know. We thinking. She's got her little 8th grade graduation coming up, and I want to get her something special. And I think that a full bottle of this, because it's not just too over the top pricey, I think she would love a bottle of this. But she stays in mine, so regardless, it's going to be a repurchase, and I love it. Again, like opulence, hard candy. I think there's like passion fruit, cassis, a ton of other, you know, delicious Terenzi notes, but primarily you're getting that passion fruit, and it's absolutely gorgeous. A stunner for spring and summer. Again, that is Cassiopeia by Tiziana Terenzi. So next up is going to be one I don't talk about a lot on the channel, and it's only because it's hard to find. You can only get it, I think, directly from Epica. This is VANI CHARNEL. Oh, what an experience, okay? If you are a vanilla lover, girl, guy, look, you need it. You need it if you love a straightforward vanilla. But this wears a little different. It's like this buttery vanilla. It's like a buttery vanilla. Never smelled anything quite like it, and it is a stunner. It's sold out. I don't know if it's restocked, but the shipping is absolutely outrageous. Like I said, I love this. I don't talk about it that much for that reason, because it's hard to get. It's sold out often, and the shipping is astronomical. But yeah, we're halfway through, okay? We're halfway through the bottle, and I felt like I got this into my collection around the beginning of fall, maybe a little after fall started. But it's a love. It's a love. It lasts and lasts on the skin, and it's absolutely gorgeous. You've got like these candied notes in there. You've got your vanilla and some other like gourmand floral notes, but it comes together to create a magical vanilla scent. Again, that is VANI CHARNEL by Epica. All right, guys, so next up is going to be this delicious gourmand by the House of Oud, and that is What About Pop. What About Pop was a love at first sniff for me, and it was like this full-blown obsession in my household. Myself, my daughter, it just got worn the heck out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is like a salted caramel popcorn note in the opening, but the way this wears on me, the popcorn note dies down after, I would say about 30 minutes from that initial spray. But me personally, I wish that I got the popcorn throughout because I really, really adore, you know, the foodie aspect to. I'm not a huge like foodie gourmand person, but I actually love that in this fragrance. I think that this is such a spectacular gourmand fragrance. It is complex. It does not get into that category of, you know, over the top or childish or anything like that. In true House of Oud fashion, like they know what they're doing when it comes to like their gourmand fragrances for sure. This fragrance has, you know, this beautiful balance of florals, and it has a like I think mahogany or dark ebony wood at the base, and that really rounds out the fragrance. It makes it from, it keeps it from being too foodie, too gourmand, and it changes, it develops, it really does take you on a journey. This fragrance is just one I highly recommend any gourmand lover get their nose on. Even if you're not a huge fan of gourmands, you may still enjoy this one because, like I said, it definitely changes up. Now you will get that beautiful caramel. You will get a slightly salty quality, like it's almost like a salted caramel kind of accord it's got going on throughout the life of the fragrance because it's got the ambergris in there and the vanilla, and it just wears beautifully. Okay, so if you're looking for some gourmand that is top tier, this is it, and it's just one that I could not get enough of in 2022. All right, you guys, so the very last one, Blanche Blanche. I have one. Look, Blanche Blanche, the girl, the silver foiling is starting to like kind of rub off a bit. But what can I say? This was such a big love for me this year. Blanche Bed is a gourmand fragrance, but it's not foodie. It's not overly sweet. It is quite musky, floral, and just lactonic. Very unique wearing lactonic gourmand fragrance. No, it's nothing like Milk by Commodity. People ask me that. It's very unique. You haven't smelled anything quite like this, and you probably don't have anything in your collection like it. Test it before you, this was not a blind buy for me. I tested it. I got a decant, I think it was through Max Aroma. It was love at first sniff. Absolutely. Like within 24 hours, I had the full bottle on the way to the house. It wears so beautifully. You put this on and you don't think that it is projecting much. You don't think that, you know, everyone around you can smell it, but they can. Okay, this does not come off. It's like a beast mode scent to you, but everyone in the room is going to smell you. The sillage is tremendous. Like these particles, they get in the air and they don't leave. People will hunt you down. People will track the scent to your chair and ask you what you have on. It's beautifully vanillic. Like I said, it's musky, and it's just a beautiful lactonic fragrance. One that I highly recommend everyone at least get started. So it's not going to be a love for everyone. I'm usually not even about scents that are for everyone. You know me, I love it unique. And this one, I just think that is truly gorgeous and starting to get, you know, a lot of hype on YouTube now. And I think it's just really well deserved. Again, that is Blanche Bette by Liquid Imaginaire. All right, you guys, so that is our video for today. Drop me a comment below before you leave and let me know what were your top 3 most worn fragrances in 2022. These are all loves to me, obviously, but out of all of the fragrances that I have in my collection, these just constantly reaching for them most worn, and ones that are just wow. There's a lot of vanilla. There's a lot of gourmand. And that's just me. That is just who I am, like to my core as far as fragrances right now. And I think this little selection that we have here today reflects that. So that's not a shocker. All right, you guys, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure the notification bell is turned on to all, and that you give the video a big thumbs up if you found any value in the content, as it helps this channel to grow. It is real. I love you all, YouTube family, and I will catch you guys on the next one.